So we get asked all the time what it is that you guys do. Like, how do you get these crazy results? How do you work with people? How do you have these stories with cancer and pain and weight loss and all these awesome things that you guys do? Like, what's the actual process? How can you help me? How can you help my family? How did you help that person? All that stuff. And today we're going to answer that question by going over a diagram that we created that we call the Roadmap of Longevity. And this is a visual learning tool that we put together to explain our philosophies, to explain our principles, and to go really, really in depth and teach all of our new clients exactly what it is that we're going to be doing moving forward with our courses and with their program and all that kind of stuff. And just give people the foundation that they need to understand so that everything else they do with us hopefully makes a lot more sense. And I'm going to use this diagram to explain that question to you guys today. I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as I can, but hopefully it all makes sense. So starting in the center, you see the big word longevity, and that's in the middle because that's what everything here is built to do. Everything that we have, from consumption to fasting to all these different things that we're going to go into, they're all here coming together to support your longevity. Your longevity is just ultimately how long you can maintain awesome health. Okay, and so our number one job and our biggest goal with any client we work with is that we help you get awesome results, but most importantly, help you maintain those results for as long as we possibly can. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ideally. Because if we can get you healthy for 6 months, that's pretty cool. But then if the next 30 years of your life you're back to being sick again, we didn't really do much for you, you know? So we want to help you achieve health and then maintain that for life. That is our ultimate goal. So one thing you'll learn here is that everything we do, every skill, every tool, every habit, everything that we can teach on, it's all centered around increasing longevity, making you healthier, and then helping you keep that health for longer. Okay, that's the goal. So everything's about longevity. And then as we spread out here and we go a little bit farther, you can see our 6 holistic pillars. And these are the principles, these are the rules, these are the laws that we live by, that we create our lifestyles around in order to support our body and create a lifestyle that will actually support our health and increase our longevity. So going through them here, you got your consumption, you have elimination, you have movement, recovery, adaptation, and regulation. And now these, like I said, are our 6 holistic pillars that we live by, we build our courses around, we build our programs around, all these things, and we practice them every single day for ourselves and with all of our clients. But ultimately, what you can think of them as the main core functions that your body is constantly trying to do in order to maintain health, in order to achieve homeostasis. And these are things that you can learn about, you can study, and you can get much, much better at in order to improve your health, or you can get much, much worse at in order to make yourself more sick. So they're either working for you or they're working against you, but the bottom line is they're constantly working, okay? So for example, we have consumption. Everything that you eat, everything that you drink, the air that you breathe, all the supplements that you take, everything that gets inside of your body that you're consuming, okay? Then you have elimination. This is all the stuff that has to come out of you. All the toxins, all the buildup of waste from digestion, your bowel movements, every time you go take a pee, every time you sweat, every time you release carbon monoxide from your lungs, all these things have to get eliminated from your body because we are constantly being exposed to pollutants and toxins and poisons that we don't want. And if your body can't eliminate them properly, they will accumulate, and eventually, worst case scenario, they form into a problem like a chronic disease or an illness or some kind of a condition. And obviously, we want to avoid that. So getting everything eliminating properly is very, very, very important, okay? And then we have movement. And now you're probably thinking, oh, I go for a walk every day and I exercise and I play basketball and all these things. And that's awesome. And that's definitely an important part of it. That's one of the parts of the movement pillar. But we're also talking about movement on the inside of your body, your circulation of your blood, the circulation of your lymphatic fluid, the flow of all the bioelectricity inside your body, all the electricity going from your brain to your hands, to your feet, to hitting all your organs. All the stuff that has to move inside of you, that's all counted in the movement too. And honestly, that part's more important than the exercise and the actual movement of your limbs and all that kind of stuff, okay? And then you move on to recovery. Your body is constantly, all the time, every single day trying to recover. That's one of the biggest things that happens while you sleep. You got to recover from the damage and the stress that was done to you that day. Your body is constantly making new blood cells, new muscle tissue, new bone cells, new organ cells, new tissue, and rebuilding everything all day long, month by month, week by week, year by year, because your body is designed to constantly rebuild itself. And if you're healthy enough, and if you're nourished enough, and if you're in a good state with your pH balance and your hormones, and you're hydrated, and you exercise regularly, and you do all these things to create this healthy lifestyle, you can rebuild back better than you were before. And that's the goal ultimately, right? And then you have adaptation. Your body is constantly trying to adapt to your environment, adapt to what you're eating, adapt to what you're drinking, adapt to even what you're thinking and feeling. And an easy way to explain this is when it gets really cold outside, your core temperature on the inside has to go up in order to maintain good health, right? And so your body has to adapt to the cold environment by raising your core temperature. And vice versa, when it gets hot outside, the core temperature's got to come down. And all these different things, there's thousands and thousands of processes that happen all the time, constantly, really quickly, in order to regulate and adapt to your environment. And then moving on to the regulation part, that's the long-term stuff that your body is constantly trying to strive for in order to maintain optimal health, in order to thrive, get your heart working well, your liver working well, your brain firing like it's supposed to, all these things. And that can be done with making sure you have a good, healthy mind. You're not stressed out of your mind and anxious and depressed and angry all the time, because that's going to throw everything off. You got to have a good, healthy pH balance. You got to have balanced hormones. You got to have all your macro and micronutrients at the levels they're supposed to be. And all these things come together, your consumption, your elimination, your adaptation, your movement, your regulation, your recovery, everything comes together in order to support and create what we call homeostasis, which is just basically the state of peace and balance inside of your body. And when you can achieve and maintain homeostasis, that's when you're the best you're ever going to be at fighting off sickness, decreasing premature aging, getting rid of aches and pains, fighting off diseases, all these kinds of things. And so ultimately, every skill and tool and habit and everything that we do, it's all centered around increasing your body's ability to function like it's designed to. That's the ultimate goal. And then one last thing you'll see here, just in the shape and the visual aspect of this diagram, is everything's in a circle and everything's all connected. You see all these lines going all over the place. So we have whole foods that's connected to training, it's connected to fasting, connected to grounding and breathing and detoxing and all these things, right? And that's because everything inside of your body connects to something else. There is no isolating. Every single thing connects to everything else inside of your body. All your organs work together, all your systems work together, and everything's supposed to come into harmony. So if you have a problem in an area, that area, let's say it could be your liver, could be your colon, could be a brain problem, whatever it is, that will trickle out and spread to everything else as well. And so what we like to do is when you get really good at one thing, we want to teach people that will build on everything else on this diagram. When your food gets better, that's going to affect your training and your mental wellness and your pH and how well it's easy for you to fast and how easy you can control your environment and all these different things. And so piece by piece, as you build upon one thing and you get good at one pillar, and then you move on to the next one and the next one and the next one, it's going to build on top of everything else that's connected to, and eventually it will create this sort of flywheel effect where what you eat will make it easier for your body to eliminate things. And because you're eliminating regularly, you have better movement on the inside and the outside because you feel better, so you can run longer, and then you can recover faster because you're better nourished and you're not as toxic anymore. And then that will help you to adapt easier because your body can just focus on what's actually changing and not trying to fight off these 13 different conditions that are underlying in your body. And that's going to help you regulate better because you have all the nutrition and you have the right stimulus and you have all the things that you need in order for your organs to function well. So maintaining healthy pH balance and good hormones and great sleep and good nutrition, it's easy for you now. And then because you're feeling so much better, that goes back to what you're consuming, and you're going to take your diet more seriously, and you're going to drink more water, and you're going to breathe cleaner air, and you're going to do all these things, and that's going to just carry on and go around and around and around and around, ultimately just building upon what you've done before and increasing your health, increasing your energy, increasing how well you can sleep, all these different things, and then putting all this stuff together into a lifestyle that people can follow, that's simple enough for them, that's realistic for their goals and dreams and aspirations and how healthy they actually want to get and how disciplined they are, and then teaching them how to be consistent with all these things by building habits and teaching skills and actually educating on the context behind all these things, and not just teaching you what whole foods are, but why you need them, and not what just ionized water is, but why it's healthy and why you should drink that versus other types of water and various things like that, and actually educating people and teaching them what they need to do, not just telling them what they need to do. That is what we do. And putting systems like this together, that is how we get such amazing results for people. And that's frankly why we do it every single time. And we do it over and over and over again. And so if you're looking for an answer that you think might be different, that might actually solve your problems, I'd urge you to look at this and look at it deeper and study all these things. And the more you learn, one thing you'll realize is that there's a lot more to learn, but you'll start to see the patterns and you'll start to see everything connects to each other. And as you get good at one thing, that will make the next thing easier. And then it will just build and build and build. And eventually you'll create this amazing thing called momentum. And your body will be so much healthier and so much more capable than it was before. And that's just going to make everything else better. Your relationships, your businesses, your vacation time, all that kind of stuff. And so hopefully everything we talked about today. Hopefully that answers the question about what it is that we do, gives you guys a good understanding of what we believe, what we practice, the types of programs we build, the kind of things that we teach on, that sort of deal. And if you have more questions and you want to learn more, just comment down below, reach out to us on social media, go to our website, send us an email, give us a phone call. There's lots of different ways to get a hold of us. But if you're seriously considering learning more about this stuff because you think it can actually help you and you think that a system like this is maybe what you've been searching for, then don't hesitate, reach out, ask us questions. We're an open book. We're more than happy to talk to you and hopefully find a plan and help you put together a solution for your problems, whatever that is, whether it's a chronic condition or an acute condition or a weight loss problem or a weight gain problem, whatever it is. These pillars, these core functions of the body, they don't change. How you apply them to you in your life, that's going to be unique to you. But everybody needs to eat, everybody needs to drink, everybody needs to move, everybody needs to regulate to their environment, all these things. And so teaching you how you can best do that for your body and your life, that's where we come in and that's what we do best. All right, have an amazing day, guys. We love you all so much. Talk to you soon. See you in the next one. Bye.